Hello, it's Anne Marie with AM Astro, and it's time for Astro Quiz, Alex Harper's Astro Quiz, number 43. So last week we were correct, and the couple were enemies, and so we got that right. Yay! I was not sure because I'm not very good at synastry, and so I'm just glad I got that one right. Now, this week we have one chart. Here's one person's chart in Placidus, whole sign and Lahiri. Who is this person? Are they a veterinarian, a killer, a musician, or a methamphetamine dealer? Think you know? Pull below. And you can see a little check mark by killer because I've determined that this is a killer. How I came to that possible conclusion, and we won't find out for a few days, is Scorpio rising, and you immediately think the sting. That's not all Scorpios, obviously, but there definitely is a sting in some area. So ruled by Mars, because I use traditional rulers. So Mars is up here, conjunct Saturn. And Mars is in fall, and Saturn is in detriment, and they're conjunct. So both malefics conjunct in Cancer, and Cancer is a very, it's a nurturing sign ruled by the moon, and the moon is in fall in Capricorn. And then, but I mean, you just think about the malefics in Cancer, and a sign of emotion and caring and nurturing that can also, the shadow side of that would then be like passive aggressive, possibly. No, I don't know but it just feels really harsh right there. The two malefics in the ninth house of like our world philosophy, our world view, how we like the justice, and so so that just feels like somebody that is angry at the world, really, has a lot of emotion, angry emotion, harsh judgment emotion against the world. And it's in this square. Okay, like I said, it's opposing the moon that's in fall. And it's in this square to Chiron in the 12th and Jupiter in the 12th and Venus in the 6th. And Venus is in detriment. So this, now the sun is here, it's on the cut, it's within the 5 degrees, so I would call this in the 6th as well. So, okay, so the options being veterinarian, killer, musician, meth dealer. This feels like it, there is this here with a veterinarian, but I don't feel like he cares very much, he, she, whoever it is. That's what my brain or my intuition or my whatever is saying. It doesn't feel like someone who cares very much. With Mars and Saturn there, it is true that when you have a lot of planets in detriment and in fall, that could be motivation to accomplish a lot, because you've got all of that, and all of that tension in this lifetime, all of the squares and the oppositions, they are forcing you to do something, right? All of that tension is going to force you to produce, to do something. But the cardinal cross is in, I'm going to look at whole sign just for a second to show you this. They're in cadent houses. So the cadent houses are the dark houses. So that gives it flavor of darkness as well, and cardinal, you start things, you have a lot of energy to start things, start new things, but without much fixed energy. You've got midheaven in the fixed sign. And looking for fixed, Uh, you got the ascendant and fixed and the midheaven and fixed. So the cross is fixed, but all the energy, the what is cardinal. And then you've got some mutable stuff going on here. Here's fixed too, but that's not, yeah. So all this action in cardinal, cross, and cadent houses. Then if I look at the lemniscate, which is the relationship, the lemniscate, the infinity sign of Venus and Mars signs, because like Venus and Mars signs are next to each other, and then, you know, what Venus, Mars, and so when we see this on this 1st, 7th, 6th, 12th, I'm feeling violence toward women because the 1st, 7th, this is an interaction of me, Mars, you, Venus. I'm aggressive and you're receptive. And I'm going to project my aggression toward you. And then the 6th, 12th, which are the dark houses, we've got Venus here in detriment. And then Jupiter and Chiron and Neptune over here in the 12th house of imprisonment. So that feels like this violence against women with Venus there. And then the other thing I like looking at is aphorism 34. I think it's called that. I think it's 34. And I'm not even sure now. I should have looked it up. Aphorism for Ptolemy, I think, the Ptolemaic aphorisms, possibly. It could be, anyway. He says, if Virgo or Pisces is on the ascendant, then what they start as an ascendant culminates in the 10th sign, is because, so if you think about Virgo, if Virgo were on the ascendant, and I know that it's not, but I'm just trying to just give a picture here. If Virgo's on the ascendant, then Gemini is on the 10th house. And if Pisces is on the ascendant, then Sagittarius is on the 10th house. So you've got the same planet ruling the ascendant and the 10th house in those two cases, if Virgo and then Gemini, or Pisces and then Sagittarius. So you can also then look at whatever house they start in. This is just something that that I'm learning at Astromundi. So if we look at the 5th house, Pisces, which is the 5th house of self-expression, having fun, doing what I want to do, that culminates in the 2nd house of how that makes me, how I feel about myself, my self-worth, or money, what I earn, how I support myself, my identity. And then if you look at Virgo in the 11th house of hopes and dreams, or hopes and networking, friends, and that culminates in the 8th house of death. So that kind of feels, and because so the 5th house being culminated in the 2nd house is ruled by Jupiter, which is in the 12th house of prisons. So it feels like self-expression culminating in what I deserve, and that's prison. And then the 11th house culminating in the 8th house of death, ruled by Mercury, combust in the 6th house. So the main part to me that this is a killer is this. But then when you add on all of this cardinal cross in the dark houses, the lemniscate that seems to indicate violence against women in prison, getting into prison, and then the starts in the 5th, culminates in the 2nd, ruled by Jupiter in the 12th, and then the 11th culminating in the 8th house of death. Feels like a killer to me, which is what I said. And so far, it seems that the other people that have voted agree. So Hope you enjoyed that. Please get on to Alex Harper Baleful Rays on Twitter. I'm going to refuse to call it X. And vote for yourself and post comments below and let me know what you think. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.